Hey guys, Wrinkled Runner here. Today we're going to be making a chia seed pudding. So this is the base recipe, and you can add to it whatever you'd like. So we have 3 tablespoons here of chia seeds, and this is the kind that I used. Was from the Chia company. It has 6 grams of fiber, 3 grams of omega-3, and 3 grams of protein per tablespoon. So times that by 3, so 18 grams of fiber, 9 grams of omega-3s, and 9 grams of protein if you were to eat the whole thing. I can't eat the whole thing. It's pretty filling and it makes a lot. So I just pour that in the container that I'm going to keep it in the refrigerator. Then to that, I'm adding 1 cup of cashew milk. You can add whatever you want, whatever kind of milk you want, and it will make it into a pudding. The chia seeds, if you haven't done this before, actually plump up and make it really thick. Now, a lot of times I like to use 4 tablespoons because I like things really thick. I recommend you try the 3 tablespoons first just to make sure that you like the consistency. And if it's not thick enough, then just add another tablespoon, or you can even add less. So I'm just going to move that around. It'll take a while for it to firm up, and every half hour or so in the fridge I like to just stir it up a bit. I'm using the Sweet Drops sweetener. It's made from stevia. I'll link up down below because at the blog post you'll be able to see the link to Amazon where you can get your own of this. This is the coconut. I actually got a 4-pack of sample sizes, and so there was vanilla, chocolate, mint, and then the coconut. So it's just 1/4 teaspoon of the sweetener in there. You can also add or subtract that if you'd like. The other thing that I'm finding that I'm liking a lot is a monk fruit sweetener, and that has also 0 calories, and it's made from monk fruit. And so I also like to add that. I make my own Greek yogurt, and I make a jam for that, usually out of some kind of fruit, and I just cook it down, just the fruit, and then I throw in some of the monk fruit sweetener in there, which is just like sugar, and cook that down into a jam and then mix it into the Greek yogurt. So that also can cut down on calories then, and you're not using the real sugar. So you're just mixing this around. Pop this in the fridge, and then I will come back a little later and mix it up and show you some things that you can do with it. Okay, so it's the next day, and I've taken the chia seed pudding out of the fridge. You can see it's pretty runny still, so that's why I like to use 4 tablespoons of the chia seeds. And I'm going to add to it some peanut butter powder and some of the monk fruit sweetener to make it a chocolate peanut butter pudding, and the powder will also make it thicken up a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I just kind of go by feel for this. I'm going to add some of the peanut butter powder. And peanut butter powder is nice because it's got only 45 calories for 2 tablespoons. You mix it with 2 tablespoons of water to make it, if you want to make it like the peanut butter, where normal peanut butter has like, I think 200 calories. So I'm just mixing it in until it dissolves and gets smooth. Okay, so that made it a little thicker, and it's you can see the chia seeds are much more plump because it has absorbed a lot of the milk. Now this is the monk fruit sweetener that I was talking about, and it looks kind of like small grain demerara sugar or a very, very light brown sugar. But this has actually 0 calories, and you could just eat it with a spoon right out of here. It's sweet, but it's not that diety tasting sweet. So it's really good. So I'm just going to pour a little bit of that on the top and then also mix that in. And I'm getting it all over the place, but that's okay. So you just mix it in. I would say I probably used about a tablespoon of the monk fruit sweetener. Okay, so to serve, I'm just putting it some in a little bowl, keeping the rest in the refrigerator. Like I said before, it's pretty filling. Let's taste this and see what we think. This is really good. It's pretty sweet. I probably would use less of the monk fruit sweetener in it, actually. But it's got a really strong peanut butter taste. You can taste a little bit of the chocolate. It's not, it's not super chocolatey, but if you like peanut butter, this is really good. That's really good. So anyway, you can also add other things to it, like fruit or jam or even oats to have it soak up a little bit more. Anything you'd like to add to that, either making it a pudding, or if it's more for breakfast, you can do things like you would do with oatmeal, even brown sugar if you wanted to, maple syrup, things like that. So anyway, it's an alternative. It's good for you. It gives you some protein, and like with the peanut butter powder, even if you put regular peanut butter in it, that would even give you more protein. So there you go. I hope you make it, and I hope you enjoy. I will link the recipe down below, and I will link to the blog post. And join me over at wrinkledrunner.com for more recipes and talking about running.